Okay, welcome to our team call this week. We have Kim Andersen here to share the balancing act that this coaching can be. So I'm really excited to hear from her. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it straight over to her because we have already wasted a little bit of time with craziness this morning. So go ahead and take it away, Kim.
Okay, hello. I'm so excited to be here with everyone. Michaela told me I could screen share, but I'm not sure what to click on to screen share so everybody can see, but I'm not sure. So we'll just leave it at this for now so we can get going. But I'm so excited to be here. And yes, we're going to talk about how to build this incredible Beachbody business while being in the moment still with your family. So I know a lot of you are moms and some of you don't have kids yet, but you have husbands and you're trying to juggle it all. You're working full-time jobs, part-time jobs, and still trying to coach and trying to do it all. So I'm hoping that this can touch each and every one of you guys and that you can all take a piece of it away. I'm super excited to be here. I am personally a full-time mom, and that is what I do. So I will kind of tell you a little bit about myself, but first and foremost, I just want everybody to not feel stressed out about being a Beachbody coach. It is scary and it is that, but I'm hoping that we can kind of share a little bit of insight here about how to balance it all out with your family and with the Beachbody business, and you guys can all feel calm after this. And please excuse if you hear kids in the background. My 4 kids are home with me. My husband's asleep, so he can go to work tonight. So it's a little bit crazy, but that's okay. Okay, so who am I? I am a wife to Clint, and he is the most amazing man ever that has been totally supportive of this whole Beachbody business for the last 8 months. He has stood by my side. He's been my cheerleader. He is just an amazing man who also works swing shifts. So we work days and nights and weekends, and just whenever his schedule comes up, he works. And so we just kind of have balanced our life around that for the last year. That is part of the main reason I wanted to jump into coaching too, is if I went and got a full-time job outside of our home, his schedule is so different than the normal 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job that we wouldn't have the time to spend together as a family. I am the mom to 5. Bailey is going to be 10 in 1 month and will be starting 4th grade tomorrow. I have a little boy, Gunner, who would have been 8, but he is no longer with us. I have Cooper, who is 7, and he will be starting 2nd grade tomorrow. I have Cutler, who is 5, and he'll be starting kindergarten. And then Brookley is 3, and she'll be going to preschool next Tuesday. So everybody in my house will be starting school within the next week, and so we're super excited for that new adventure to come upon us. Like I said, I've been a coach for about 7.5 months. I haven't really started. I didn't jump into the whole coaching thing until about March. I finally took off with it. I went Emerald at the end of April, 1st of March. And then since then, I have been trying to build it slowly while still being a mom. For the last 10 years, I have been able to stay at home with my kids and have been able to be the mom. But now where they are starting back to school, I had to make the choice whether I wanted to get a job and to go out and work and bring in an income. And I only have a year left with my education degree to be an elementary ed teacher, but for some reason it just hasn't really sparked anything in me to want to go and do that. And I am also a health education. I had a minor in health education. And so I have just always loved the health field. And so when this opportunity came out that I could still work at home, be home with my kids, go and help out in their classrooms in the afternoon, then I jumped on it. I just feel like this will be the best opportunity for my family. I strive daily to be present with my family. I've tried to set hours that I can still be with my kids and try to work the Beachbody business, or sometimes I'm doing both like right now. I'm hoping that I can grow a successful business while still being in the moment with my kids. And I'm pushing for big goals. I have 2 coaches away from being diamond, and one coach from being emerald, and I'm hoping that we can get that by next Thursday. So we are pushing big time in our Team Elevate group, and I'm so fortunate to have those ladies in there with me. I have been truly blessed. My main thing is I just want to help people. I have a burning passion inside of me that I want to inspire others. I want to be there for others, and I want to help others out. But on the other hand, I'm one hot mess. I have a deep desire to be organized, but if you were to walk in my house right now, there's dishes in the sink, there's laundry in the laundry washing and dryer. We are just crazy with a family of 6. It's a constant thing, but yet I'm trying to be more organized and to go out and do that. So to start off my call, I am going to talk about the balancing act. How can you balance all of this out? How can you balance being a mom of 4, working full-time or part-time, and still running a successful business? So first of all, I want to know, do you guys feel overwhelmed? As starting out as a new coach, I know we have a lot of new coaches or newer coaches that are like within the year. You feel overwhelmed. In the beginning, there's a lot there that you can just kind of take little pieces of it, and you feel so overwhelmed when you look at the great big picture. So one of the dilemmas I know that we've heard is time management. There's not enough time in the day. Well, everybody is given the same 24 hours in a day. Nobody has 25, nobody has 23, everybody has 24 hours in a day. It's just how we choose to use it. I'm very good at wasting time. I kind of am a little bit squirrely, like my husband will say. He says that I kind of have ADD, he thinks, but that's okay. But how are we spending our time? Are we doing blogs, Facebook, Instagram? Do we have too much going on? Are we running too many challenge groups at one time? Not enough challenge groups? Are our challenge groups confusing? Are we trying to hit too many pieces at one time and it's just not all connecting? Are we not using our time for each one wisely? Like I said, the new coaches, you are going to feel very overwhelmed at first. That is just anything new you're going to start out, you feel overwhelmed. But like with everything else, if you take baby steps and we just do a little bit at a time, I know that the big picture is going to come about. You feel overwhelmed with personal development. I know this is a part I really struggle on because it's time that you have to take for yourself. So I have some little tidbits in a bit that I hope can help us. Then trying to manage 4 kids that are in football and dance and want to take piano lessons and soccer and school and just trying to manage all of their schedules. It's a lot to do that it can be overwhelming to add that into your life. Then on top of that, you need to work out and be proof of your product. How are you going to fit that in there? That you have to work out every single day and post a picture that you work out. Like that makes it even harder. Then you're going to try to do a Beachbody business and you have your kids running around and screaming in the background like my 3-year-old is right now. And, you just have all of this stuff. And I know I haven't personally read it. I need to quit procrastinating about it. But they have said that Eat That Frog is a wonderful book to read. That it helps you point out the things that you procrastinate about, the things that you don't put first in your life. So I highly recommend for you and everybody else that we go out and we read Eat That Frog, that we pick out that one thing that we hate to do and that we procrastinate with and we do it. And so I have a question for you. If you were to answer a question right now, what do you guys waste the most time with? What is something that you guys do that you find is your biggest time waster? Mine would probably be scrolling through Facebook. I could spend hours scrolling through Facebook and looking at everything else and looking at everybody's posts and looking at Instagram. And, there's all these things that we sit there and look at, but are they really adding anything to us? So that's a big time waster for me. I could sit there for hours and scroll through Facebook and look at stuff and that. Are we surfing through there? Are we surfing through Facebook way too much? Are we trying to get on all the top coaches' pages, on Melanie Mitro's page, Brigitta's page, Missy Reber's page, all these top coaches, Keisha Fitzgerald? Are we getting on their pages and we're trying to see what they're doing and we're copying what they're doing, making our life harder? Are we brainstorming too much and not doing enough? Do we just have notes everywhere? So me, I have 10,000 notebooks, I swear, and everything has a little bit of tidbits everywhere of things I need to do or want to do, or here's a good idea, or here's a good idea. And nothing is organized of where we need to do, what we need to be doing. Are we just brainstorming too much and not doing enough? Are we trying to push people in our own groups, in our challenge groups, that just don't want it? Are we spending too much time pushing them and they just don't want to be pushed? Are we spending too much time on PicMonkey? I'm guilty, trying to make the cute little pictures. Are we trying to spend too much time with all of that? So I want everybody to find your own niche. You don't need to copy the top coaches. Yes, they have wonderful ideas, but if you guys focus on you, then it will help in the long run. So what are some solutions to all of these little problems that we have? And I love all these comments on the side because scrolling it's a big one. Okay, so what is our solution? Each of us are our own CEOs. And if we stop and think about that, it's huge. We are the CEO of a huge company, of our own business. And what we do depends on how our company grows. So if we really stop and think about that, and think about the CEO of Walmart and the CEO of eBay and the CEO of Microsoft, and see these great big CEOs and the businesses they built, they're not scrolling through Facebook. They're not worrying about the cute little advertising they're doing. They're worrying on their business. So the number one thing I think we all need to do if we want to be as productive as we can, if we want to find that balancing act, we need to make a schedule and we need to stick to it. I know a lot of people do, but they do planners, they do the big calendars, they do on their phones, they do whatever. My new one I'm going to try, and I'll tell you at the end because our little challenge will start tomorrow, but the new one I'm going to try is Google Calendars, where I can mark in everything for my kids, for my husband's schedule, for my schedule, for when I'm going to do this and that. And it's all going to be on my phone, on my husband's phone, on the computer. I mean, it's going to be everywhere, that it all is going to sync together so that we can have one schedule. And we need to stick to that schedule. We need to be in that moment that we have. I know that for me, that I have a lot of ideas running through my head constantly. I challenge groups, or let's do this for coaching, let's do that. And I seem like I have all of these things that are running through my head, and I'll write it on a Post-it note here, write it in a notebook here, and I can never stay organized to find one. So I went and bought myself a cute little notebook, and I'm going to write everything in there. We're going to have a master to-do list. On my master to-do list, I'm going to write down things daily of things that we need to do. I'll keep adding to my list. When I've checked that one off, then we've marked one off for that day. I'm going to pick 5 each day to work on. And the most important ones are the business building ones, the ones that's going to build my business the best. The time waster ones, I'm going to put lower down. So if I have extra time, when my kids might be in school and I don't have to go help out in the schools, or my husband's asleep and my kids are playing, that I can have these little time wasters that I can fill in if I have an extra minute. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same, and we need to decide how we're going to do it. But you can't compare your schedule to my schedule. Everybody's schedule is so different. So I'm going to give you an example of how my schedule runs. For the most part, some days will be a little bit different, but you guys can take that, then add in your own, figure out how it works for you. So I try to get up at 5. Some days are harder, but with school starting, I have to stick to my 5 o'clock schedule so that I can get up. I can't get right up at 5 and work out. I just can't do it. So at 5 o'clock, we get up and we drink our energy drink for that morning so that we can make it through our workout. And I have to let that kind of sit in my stomach for a little bit. And so I'll try to read an Ensign talk. I'll try to read my scriptures. I will read something that will be kind of like a little bit of my personal development for that day. And then I'll do my workout from 5:30 to 6. From 6 to 6:30, I will get on and I will work on half of my power hour. I know it will only be for 30 minutes, so I've really got to stick to my 30 minutes. I'm going to turn off notifications on my Facebook, turn my phone upside down, do whatever I need to, but I will have a list of what I need to do. I need to check in with my challengers for that day. I need to make my morning post. I need to check in with my coaches and see what their goals are for that day. And that would be my first 30 minutes of my day. At 6:30, until about 8 will be when I'm getting my kids off to school. That is my family time. That is the time that I won't be able to be around to do Beachbody stuff. So that will be the time I turn my phones off, my computer shuts down, and that's my family time. I get them off to school. And then at 8 to 8:30 every morning, I will finish my power hour. I'll finish seeing what else I need to do for that day, make sure that I've checked in with my challengers, that they're ready to go for the day. I've posted in my challenge groups. And then I will shut my computer off from 8:30 until 1. I will not be on my computer. I will not have business hours. I'm going to set very strict business hours like we all should. We all are trying to run this business. You don't want a coach prospect to look in and see that you are on Facebook 24 hours a day, that you are posting 24 hours, that they're going to look at that and be like, how in the world do you want me to do this? Like, you are constantly on Facebook, you're constantly posting stuff, you're constantly doing all this. They're going to feel overwhelmed. They're going to be like, I can't do that. But if they know that you have set business hours and that they know that they can do that too and they can fit it into their schedule, it will make it easier. So then I'll work from 1 to 2. That'll be the time that I will contact my challengers. I will do my coach calls. That will be the time that I can really concentrate on my challengers and my coaches. And for 1 hour from 1 to 2, while my kindergartner's in school, my 3-year-old on Tuesdays will be in school. So I will have a good 1 hour that she can either watch TV and we can do it together. Then at 2 o'clock, my phone will be turned off. My ringer will be turned to mute, and only the important calls, like my mom, because I've talked to her a lot during the day, and my husband and my family will be there. My kids at school, they'll be able to ring through, but nothing else will be able. My notifications are going to be turned off. I'm going to make this my family time. I'm going to be in the moment with my family. That's the reason I'm creating this business, is so that I can have that time with my family. And right now isn't the time for me to say, just that kids, I've got to do Beachbody for 5 hours a day, because they need me. They're still young enough that they need me. So those will be my business hours. Then at 9 o'clock, when my kids are in bed and all tucked in, I'll jump back on. I will create my post for the next day. I'll make some YouTube movies. Yeah, that's kind of on my to-do list. I'll make my coach calls. We will make challenger calls. I'll check in with my challengers again. I'll make my posts for the next day. Like, for that 1 hour, I'm going to work as hard as I can. At 10 o'clock, my computer and my phone shuts off again. That's my husband time. That's the time I get to spend with him when he's home. It will be the time that I can talk to him about my schedule, and we can talk about different things, and I can have him on the same page as I'm on. I do encourage everyone to turn off your notifications on Facebook, on your phones. When you're working, flip your phone over. You don't need to have that distraction. When you see a challenger pop up and they're answering a question, you don't have to respond back immediately as soon as they answer your question. You can wait for the next time you're on, or for the next time you have a few minutes to answer them back. You don't have to do everything right then. You can space it out to how it works for you. And people are going to understand. If they have a full-time job, they know they work from 8 to 5. They know that a customer can't call them at 5:30 and want something from them. They know that that's their business hours, and the same will work for you. They know, and if you set it out and just say, I'm a mom, or I have a husband, or I have a job, and these are my business hours, and this is what I'm going to do, you're going to see better success in your business. On the weekends, I'm still going to get up early. I'm still going to get up at 5. I usually don't work out on a Sunday. Sunday's kind of my free day that I can kind of just collect all my thoughts. But if I still wake up at 5, I can still work from 5 to 8 till when my kids and my family get up and we get ready for church. That gives me 3 hours of that undivided attention I can give my business. That on Saturdays I can work out, and that gives me that much more time that I can really dig in, and I can make my post for the week, and I can schedule out what needs to be done, and I can have a team call if we need to hurry and have one on a Saturday morning. Or, you can really schedule out for those 3 hours. That gives you 6 hours in a weekend, and it's all done before your kids even get out of bed. What you need to do is you just need to figure out, you need to merge your passions. You need to merge your family, your husband, your animals, whatever it is that's your passion, you need to merge that with your Beachbody business, and they need to come together and be one. So my kids know that, there's times like right now, I have a call. that they just need to be quiet for the half an hour to an hour that I'm on the phone. And then after that, we're going to have an ice cream party and we're going to enjoy these last days of summer. But they know. So you've got to kind of merge. You all have to be on the same page, but you also need to set that business hours. When you're spending the time with your kids, be in the moment. Brigida really, really stressed that in our team call that we had for our Diamond Dash on Wednesday, I think is when she talked. Just be in the moment. So I have that written around my house. Be in the moment. Be in that moment with your husband. Be in the moment with your kids. Be in the moment with your business. Be in the moment with your coaches. When you're talking to a coach on the phone or a challenger on the phone, don't try to talk to her and do stuff on your computer. Be in the moment with those people. Be present in what you're doing now. So I have some challenges for you guys for this next week. So for tomorrow, okay, that was Cooper. He just wants to say hello. Okay, so for tomorrow, we have a new school year, a new you. My kids stop and they set goals. So I am going to make goals with them. You know, they have school goals that they're going to accomplish for the next year. And I'm going to set out and do new goals too. It's a new schedule for us all and a new routine. What a better time for me to sit down and figure out how I'm going to do it. So I want to challenge each of you guys to sit down and make a schedule, to write in there what time you're going to work out, what time your power hour is going to be, what time you're going to try to work your Beachbody business, what time you're going to write posts out, what time you're going to spend time with your family, what day are you going to have that date night with your husbands. Schedule it all out on a piece of paper, on Google Calendar, on your big calendar, on a planner, everywhere. Sit down and figure it all out. Then I want you to go sit down with your husband and I want you to show it to your husband because he needs to be on the same page as you. He needs to understand Tuesday at 12 o'clock, I'm sorry you got woke up, but I have a call. Like, this is just how it's going to roll. Or Tuesday and Wednesday nights, we have a Diamond Dash from 7 to 8. So while we're making dinner and cleaning it up, the computer's on and Diamond Dash is running. And we're listening to that webinar. He jumps on, he listens to it with me. Friday night, I have a date night. You know, this day we can run to Pocatello because we live out in the middle of the boonies and we have to run to town to go get groceries. So, you know, if I have them all on the same page and he sees where I'm coming from, he's going to understand, he's going to respect my business more, and we can grow it together as a team. I want you guys to set hours. I want you guys to sit down and set hours for yourself. It will not only help you, it's going to help your business. It's going to show that you really care about those challengers and you really care about your family. You need to know you're not a short order cook. Your business is not going to fail if you're not there right when they message you. If you get back with them 2 hours later or the next day, they're going to understand you're not a short order cook. This is your business and it will not fail if you can stick to it. There is also trackers. There's a win the day tracker. There's the business activity tracker. There's all these trackers, and me and Michaela are going to work together and we're going to get all this stuff put in the group for you. That's why we don't have slides, it was just too much information for you guys to all write down. So we're going to post it in the group. I'm going to post the power hours for what new coaches, what emerald coaches, what diamond coaches, what you guys need to be doing each day. What is it that you guys need to accomplish? We're going to put in some activity trackers. We're going to put in all of that right from the beginning. Michaela's currently going through and trying to organize our team page better so it's easier to find stuff. So we'll put this new stuff in there. There'll be some old stuff, and you guys can see what works for you. The tracker that works for me and works for my team might not work for you and for your team. So figure out what works for you. Prioritize. See what's the most important each day to do. If you're running a challenge group, make that your priority for that day and your coaches. If you are starting up a challenge group, make your post about that and prioritize. You guys just need to sit down and prioritize what is the most important for each day. Write out your top 5 things that you need to accomplish when you wake up every morning, and you know by bedtime that's what needs to be accomplished. Know that every Monday morning you need to try to get on and listen to the National Wake Up Call. That's just going to get you ready for the week. You're going to stay up to date on the new things that Beachbody's coming out with. Know that at noon every Tuesday you need to get on a team call. This will just help you to interact with our crew and to have you grow, but it's also going to help you learn more and to help you stop and reevaluate what you need to do different. You need to figure out what your internal motives are. Figure out what you want to do for yourself and for your family and what works for you. And know that it's okay to say no. If you need to tell your best friend that you can't go to lunch with her on Tuesdays at noon because you have a team call. You know what? Say, but guess I can go Wednesday. I don't have anything Wednesday at noon. You just need to figure it out. You need to say no to those things that aren't as important in your life, and you need to figure out what is important, what you really want. You need to figure out what fits into your criteria of your day. So if you schedule all out on a Sunday, you're going to know how it's going to roll for the week. You're going to have your schedule, and you're going to be ready to go. You need to create discipline. That is probably the biggest thing with this business is you need to be disciplined. You need to be able to say, I'm going to get up at 5. Is it easy? No. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Then there would be a billion coaches out there, and our job wouldn't be as easy as what it is to go out and reach to people. There would be so many coaches. So is this easy? No, it's not easy. Is it easy to balance out a family and a home-based business and try to do it all while you're trying to get your own self healthy and fit? No, it's not easy. It's a balancing act. And that's the whole thing is you have to stay disciplined and you have to figure out what you're going to work for you. Yesterday I heard something and I thought this was really good. You need to make time. You need to make time for each of these things that are important for your power hour, for your workout, for your Shakeology, for contacting your coaches, for your challengers. You need to make time for it, not find it. You need to make it because that's what's going to help you. So I want you guys to each sit down and figure out your schedules. Go over them with your spouses, put them on your calendar, figure out your business hours, and we would love to hear about it on the crew page. If you guys have anything that would help anybody, we would love for you guys to post it on the team page and let everybody else hear how you guys do, because I know that's how we learn is from one another and by interacting with each other. And just remember, we're creating our own lives, our life by design. What we're doing right now is we're helping to create our future. We're helping to create that 6-figure income that we're trying to do. So we need to figure out our schedules now. We need to figure out how to balance it all out and figure out what works best for each person. And I think that's about it. There is a video that I will post too that was it's from Craig Holiday, and it's just talking about being present in the moment. And that is what I want to encourage each of you guys to do, is to be present in the moment you're in, to be in the moment with your kids. Turn your phones off. Okay. To turn your phone off. If you're talking to a coach, turn your computer off. Be in the moment of what you're doing. And I can honestly say that it will make the biggest difference. Okay, so my kids are done for, and that is the end. So if anybody has any questions, I would love to talk. Nope. Are we good? Okay, yeah. I will post everything in our team page. This will be we will record this too. So for people, I know I had a few coaches that couldn't get on and listen, so this will be recorded. And thank you guys. It was so much fun. I know we're given these topics so that we can grow ourselves, because I really need help. So love you all. Thank you guys so much.
Kim, that was such an awesome call. I mean, I think that a lot of us really needed to hear that because of just how crazy life can get. And you found a good balance. I really appreciate your insight here.
Thank you. It was interesting.
All right, guys. Like she said, we'll have this posted up as a recording in the team page soon. And I hope you all have
Goodbye. Thanks, everybody.